Are you buying a home for sale by owner? Watch this first. If you're thinking about buying a home that's for sale by owner, also known as a FSBO, you might think you're about to get a great deal. No real estate agent, no commission, maybe a lower price. But here's the reality. Sometimes buying a for sale by owner property can save you money, but other times it can cost you tens of thousands of dollars if the transaction isn't handled properly. Hi everyone, my name is Conrad Mazeika, and I am a realtor here in Orange County. Before I worked in real estate, I was a financial planner helping people make smart financial decisions with large investments like homes and real estate. Today I'm going to walk you through exactly what you should know before buying a home that's for sale by owner. We'll cover the advantages of FSBO homes, the hidden risks most buyers don't see, why negotiations can become emotional, and how a realtor can help protect buyers throughout the whole process. But before we get started, I'm curious about something. Would you consider buying a for sale by owner home? Let me know in the comments. Type FSBO if you would consider it, or type agent if you'd rather buy a traditional listing. I read the comments, and it also helps me decide what topics to cover in future YouTube videos. Let's get started. What is a for sale by owner home? A for sale by owner home, or FSBO, means the homeowner is selling a property without hiring a listing agent. Instead of working with a realtor, the seller handles everything themselves. And that includes marketing the property, scheduling showings, negotiating with buyers, and preparing the paperwork, coordinating escrow, and managing the closing process. Most sellers do this because they want to avoid paying a listing commission. And from a buyer's perspective, that can be very, very appealing. You might think if the seller isn't paying an agent, maybe they'll sell the home for less. Sometimes that does happen, but many times the process actually becomes more complicated than that. Most homeowners don't sell real estate very often. The laws change constantly. The average person might sell a home once every 10 or 20 years. A realtor handles dozens of transactions every year, and that experience can make a huge difference. Now let's talk about pricing mistakes. One of the biggest challenges with FSBO homes is pricing accuracy. When a home is listed with an agent, we usually prepare something called a comparative market analysis, or in our lingo, CMA. This means analyzing recent home sales, current listings, neighborhood trends, buyer demand, and property condition. But many FSBO sellers skip this entire process. Instead, what do they rely on? Online estimates, what a neighbor sold for, or what they hope the house is worth. This can create two major problems. The home might be overpriced, or sometimes it might actually be priced too low. Now, when a home is priced too low, many buyers think they found a great deal, but something else happens. Those properties often attract all cash investors. Investors watch the market very, very closely, looking for undervalued properties. So a buyer might think they found a great deal, but suddenly they're competing with all cash investors, buyers who can close very, very quickly, and people who buy homes for a living. And when that happens, the price can get bid right back up, and sometimes much higher. Now, negotiations can become personal. Another challenge with FSBO homes is negotiation dynamics. When you negotiate with a realtor, you're working with someone who understands market conditions, contracts, negotiation strategy, and how to keep emotions out of the real estate transaction process. But when you negotiate directly with the homeowner, things can get very, very personal. The seller may have raised their family there, remodeled the home themselves, or lived there for many, many years. So when a buyer makes a low offer or asks for repairs, the seller may feel personally offended. A realtor often acts as a buffer between buyer and seller, which helps keep negotiations professional and productive. During home inspections, they can become emotional. Another moment where emotions can run high is during the home inspection. Inspections can reveal issues such as roof wear, plumbing leaks, electrical updates, foundation concerns, and many, many others. When a realtor represents a seller, we prepare them for this exact scenario. We explain that inspections are normal. But with FSBO sellers, sometimes this is the first time they're hearing criticism about their home. They may feel like the buyer is attacking the house or them personally. They also may believe that the inspector is over-exaggerating. This can make repair negotiations much, much harder in the escrow process. A realtor can help explain what issues are normal, what repairs are reasonable, and how to keep the transaction moving forward. Without that guidance, some deals fall apart unnecessarily. Now, here's something that may not come up: the moving out problem. Another issue buyers don't think about is the seller moving out of the home. Many sellers are still living in their home and paying their mortgage. If the transaction gets delayed, they may worry about paying 2 mortgages, finding their next home, or coordinating moving logistics. This is where a realtor can be very helpful. An agent keeps everyone accountable to the escrow timeline. We coordinate with escrow, lenders, inspectors, appraisers, and both parties, buyer and seller. Without someone actively managing the process, delays will happen, and delays can create financial stress for both buyer and the seller. Now, another topic: paperwork and legal protection. Real estate transactions involve a lot of legal documentation. California is a litigious state, so this includes purchase agreements, seller disclosures, contingency timelines, escrow instructions, and title reports. These documents exist to protect both buyers and sellers in the escrow process. But many FSBO sellers download contracts online that may be outdated, incomplete, or missing required disclosures by law. And missing disclosures can create legal issues after closing. Having a realtor involved helps make sure the correct forms are used, disclosures are completed, and deadlines are tracked throughout the process. How realtors help buyers with a FSBO. This is something many buyers don't realize. Even if the property is for sale by owner, you can still have a realtor represent you. And a good buyer's agent can help in many ways. For example, market analysis, helping determine if the home is priced correctly, negotiation strategy, structuring offers to make them more competitive to win the home, inspection guidance, helping buyers understand which repairs matter most, transaction management, coordinating lenders, escrow, inspectors, and deadlines. Problem solving. Most real estate transactions have at least one unexpected issue. An experienced agent helps solve those problems before they derail the entire real estate deal. Buying a home is often the largest financial decision someone will ever make. Having someone experienced guiding the process can make a huge difference. Now, let me ask you something. Would you feel comfortable negotiating directly with a homeowner when buying a house? Type in yes or no in the comments section of this video. I'm curious how different buyers approach these situations. Now, some final thoughts. If you're thinking about buying a home for sale by owner, just remember, there can be a great deal of opportunities, but there also can be hidden challenges, from pricing mistakes to emotional negotiations to inspection surprises to managing timelines and paperwork. And that's where professional guidance can make the entire process much smoother for everybody. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I post videos every week about home buying, real estate investing, and smart financial decisions when purchasing properties. And if you're thinking about buying a home in Southern California, specifically Orange County, my contact information is in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.